أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي لا يبلغ مدحته القائلون ولا يحصي نعماءه العادون ولا يؤدي حقه المجتهدون، الذي بعد فلا يرى وقرب فشهد النجوى تبارك وتعالى، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء وخاتم المرسلين والشفيع المذنبين سيدنا ونبينا بالقاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. واللعنة الدائمة الباقية لأعدائهم ومنكر فضائلهم وغاصب حقوقهم من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: فمن هاجك فيه من بعد ما جاءك من العلم فقل تعالوا ندعو أبناءنا وأبناءكم ونساءنا ونساءكم وأنفسنا وأنفسكم ثم نبتهل فنجعل لعنة الله على الكاذبين. صلوات. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower His blessings on you on this celebration of a very important event that we have, where it is an event which talks about the Eid of Islam as well as the Eid of Tashayyu. Why the Muslims don't celebrate that is another story. We'll come to that at the end. But this is a very important event which took place in the 9th year of the Hijrah in Medina itself. And the central figures in this event are the Panjatan. Salawat. MashaAllah, all you have been hearing about Mubahala for a long time. I'd just like to summarize and reach to the conclusion that it was after the Sulh Hudaybiyah in the 6th year of the Hijrah, where the Prophet found some peace and security in the Arabian Peninsula. Before that, the Muslims always found themselves in danger if they traveled outside Medina, other than during the season of Hajj. It was after Sulh Hudaybiyah. The reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that peace treaty as Fath Mubin, as an obvious victory, because of what you saw later on. Because of that peace and security in the Arabian Peninsula, the Prophet started a very organized campaign of da'wah and tabligh to convey his message to other nations and tribes. And part of the process was that he actually sent letters to the leaders of various religious communities around Arabia. And one of those letters was sent south to Najran, which is in Yemen, to a community. Majority of these people in Najran were from the Christian background. So when they received the message where the Prophet actually called them towards Islam, this is where, initially they decided to ignore, but then they found more about him, his background, and even the growing power of the Muslim, community. They decided that, instead of just ignoring him or giving him a very rude reply, let us send a very high-powered delegation to go and have a discussion with him, a dialogue with him. This is where about, more than 70 individuals were selected. Led by one of the high-ranking religious leaders, and they went to Medina. And I don't want to go into the details here, but the meeting that they had with the Prophet, they knew that he believes in one God, and Christians also essentially say we believe in one God. But then the issue of Isa ibn Maryam came in. They had done some homework about the perspective of Muslims regarding the Prophet Isa alayhi salam. So when they asked the Prophet, what is your opinion about Isa ibn Maryam? The Prophet said he is a human being. He's a bashar. However, he is of a very high, ranking messenger and a prophet of God, but he is not son of God. He is a human being. Knowing that the Muslims also believe in the miraculous birth of Jesus, they immediately ask the following question: that if his birth was miraculous, he didn't have a father, then who is the father of Jesus? If you're denying this concept of, Jesus being the Son of God and God being the Father, then how would you explain? And this is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayat from Surah Al-Imran, ayat number 59, where the response was very short, very clear, very logical. The ayat came down and Rasulullah actually recited that to them. Inna mathala Isa indallah. Verily the example of Isa in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kamathali Adam is like the example of Adam. خلقه من تراب. He created Adam from the earth. ثم قال له كن فيكون. He said kun, and Adam came to exist. The point was that just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam without a father and a mother, it shouldn't be a big deal if Allah decided to create Isa without a father. And if you use that, now that's not the ayat, but I'm saying if you just extend their argument, you can say to them, if your basis of believing that Isa is son of God just because he doesn't have a father, then what would be the status of Adam alayhi salam? Because he didn't even have a mother. Maybe he's the brother of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because his status has to be higher than Isa. And this was a very logical and very brief, convincing answer. And after that, there was no room for any more discussion. But I would like to just, before I go on, I would like to make a point here that Rasulullah is giving the message to whom? Were they mushrikeen? No. We use the different term for mushrikeen. Idol worshippers of Mecca were mushrik, and Yahud and Nasara are not known technically as mushrikeen. They are known as Ahl Kitab, which means that we believe that their religion was based on divine revelation. However, there was corruption in it. It was changed in some ways. Yet Rasulullah conveys the message of Islam not only to the mushrikeen, but also to the Christians. And this is a point we have to think about. This whole business of religious pluralism we hear these days. If Christians, in their belief in Isa ibn Maryam as the Son of God or part of the Trinity was good enough for their salvation in the hereafter, there was no need for Rasulullah to call them to Islam. If what they already have is going to give them najat in the akhirat, is going to give them salvation in the hereafter, why was Rasulullah, wasting his time in that on that community? Why call them to the path where they will end up in the same destination where they are going now? And this is where we come to realize that no, when we talk about, we can't say all these different, views are all simultaneously okay. No. Especially this new idea is now coming from that group of religious pluralism where they say, for najat and salvation in the hereafter, just believing in Tawheed, believing in Qiyamat and doing Amal Salih is sufficient. And they use this term, that centrality, the person of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has no centrality in the salvation in the hereafter. And this is where we have to realize that, the amal of Rasulullah, the action of Rasulullah, aggressively going to even convey the message to not only the Christians of Najran, but even to the Christians who were in Egypt. This shows that, as far as Rasulullah is concerned, what they believed about Isa ibn Maryam was not sufficient for them to gain salvation in the hereafter. Salawat pande ek baar aur. So when this ayat came down, And the Prophet said, well, the example of Isa in the eyes of Allah is the example of Adam. There was no more arguments there. And when the other party now is no more willing to accept logical answers, there is no room for any dialogue. So either you say, okay, we part with our differences, or there was one more option. There was also the option of making a peace treaty between the two groups, especially looking at the emerging power of the Muslims. They were asked, okay, you can maintain your madhab and your deen, but now you'll have to come under the rule of Islam. And we will respect you based on the mutual treaty that we would sign. But there was another option, which was actually known in the Bible also, and the Christians never really questioned, what are you saying? Because they knew this. And that option is known as Mubahala. Mubahala in English is known as malediction. In English there is a word called benediction. What is benediction? Benediction is dua. Opposite of that is malediction, bad dua. Simple. You have dua and then you have bad dua. You have salawat and you have lanat. So the word mubahala, actually even in Arabic, another word for it is mula'ana, from la'an, which means mutual la'nat. And what it means is that both groups have to come together and they will pray to their Lord to send his azab in form of la'nat on the group which is liar among the two. And so that's where the next ayat comes down. And the Prophet now is being told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَمَنْ حَاجَّكَ مِنْ فِيهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ. That, O Rasul, if these people still continue to do hujjat, argument, for the sake of arguments, after ilm has come to you, then there is no need to continue the dialogue. فَقُلْ, say to them, there is one option. تَعَالَوْا, let us get together. نَدْعُ أَبْنَاءَنَا وَأَبْنَاءَكُمْ, we will call our sons, you call your sons, or we will bring our sons, you bring your sons. وَنِسَاءَنَا وَنِسَاءَكُمْ, we will come with our women, you come with your women. وَأَنفُسَنَا وَأَنفُسَكُمْ, we will come ourselves and you also yourselves come there. ثُمَّ نَبْتَهِلْ. Nabtahil is the verb form, that's where we have mubahala. Then we will do mubahala. And what is mubahala? The ayat explains, فَنَجْعَلْ لَعْنَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْكَاذِبِينَ. We will ask for Allah's la'nat and his azab to come on the kazibin, means the group which is liar among the two of us. Initially the Christians, they said, okay, we are ready for it. Whether it was next day or third day, we don't know. But we know it was the 24th of Dhul Hijjah, the year 9 of the Hijrah. Announcement was made. The place was decided, probably, one of the main square of Medina or just outside it. People had gathered. And the Nasara of Najran, the Christians of Najran with their delegation were there. Then they saw the Prophet coming in. And when they looked at the blessed face of Rasulullah and Fatima and Ali and Hassan and Hussein, basically their chief says, we shouldn't even go for this Mubahala. And I'll come to his wordings later on. And this is where they finally sat down, made the peace treaty, that they will live under the rule of the Muslims in Medina. And this is an event which has been quoted by many, many early mufassirin of the Quran. If you want a list, I have about 24, 25, name of the Sunni tafasir who have talked about it. These are early ones. I'll just give you one, quotation from Imam Fakhruddin Razi, a very prominent mufassir of Quran among Sunnis. And he says, these are his words. He says, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم خرج وعليه مرط من شعر أسود. The Prophet came out while he had a kind of a chadar or a shawl on him, of black, hair, probably from the camel. وَكَانَ قَدْ اِحْتَضَنَ الْحُسَيْنِ. He was carrying Hussein on him. وَأَخَذَ بِيَدِ الْحَسَنِ. And Hassan, who was holding the other hand of Rasulullah. So he was walking now forward with his grandsons. وَفَاطِمَةَ تَمْشِي خَلْفَهُ. And Fatima was walking behind Rasulullah. وَعَلِيٌّ خَلْفَهَا. And Ali was behind Fatima. Remember this sequence. I'll come to that later in Urdu. وَهُوَ يَقُولُ. And the Prophet was saying to all of them, other than himself, the four of them, إِذَا دَعَوْتُ فَأَمِّنُوا. He says to Fatima and Ali and Hassan and Hussein. Hussein is so young yet that the Prophet was holding him in his hands. He says, when I do the dua, which dua is that? نَجْعَلْ لَعْنَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْكَاذِبِينَ. When I do the dua, فَأَمِّنُوا. You four of you do the Ameen. فَقَالَ أُسْقُفْ نَجْرَانَ. The head of this, the Archbishop of the Najran Christians, he turned to his own delegation. And he says, Ya ma'shar al-Nasara. These are still the words from Imam Fakhruddin Razi. Ya ma'shar al-Nasara. O the assembly of the Christians. Inni la ara wujuhan. لو سأل الله أن يزيل جبلا من مكانه لأضاله بها. That I actually see faces that if they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to move the mountain from its place to somewhere else, Allah will move the mountain for them. فَلَا تُبَاهِلُوا فَتُهْلَكُوا. Do not do Mubahala with them. Otherwise you will perish. وَلَا يَبْقَى عَلَى وَجْهِ الْعَرْضِ نَصْرَانِيٌّ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ. And not a single Christian in the world will survive. And this is from a Sunni Mufassir who ends this story by saying, وَاعْلَمُ أَنَّ هَذِهِ الرِّوَايَةَ كَالْمُتَّفَقْ عَلَى صِحَّتِهَا بَيْنَ أَهْلِ التَّفْسِيرِ وَالْحَدِيثِ. You should know that this riwayat is almost unanimous about its authenticity and correctness among the people who know tafsir and the hadith. Salawat Pranik Barar. When I said that this is an Eid for Islam, what I was referring to that if you really, look at this is where we see the method of da'wah and tabligh, propagation used by the Prophet to convey the message of Islam. It was based on logical and rational arguments, very clear, commonsensical arguments. And this event actually proves that there is no room for forcing people to become Muslims. Discussion and dialogue is there, Mubahala is there, peace treaty is there, but there is no issue of forcing them to become Muslims on the basis of sword. So this propaganda that we hear all the time, which really doesn't have any base as far as Islam is concerned. There is nothing in Islam which says that Muslims are duty bound to go and forcefully bring others into the fold of Islam. That's the ISIS and the Talibani thinking. But that is not the thinking of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Salawat. Even the Khulafa and the rulers who came later on, we don't really believe in them. But even they knew that we are not going to force people to become Muslims. There is two different things that you have to keep in mind. And that's not my topic, but just, to give you some words to think about. There is a difference between expansion of the Muslim empire and the expansion of Islam as a religion. They are not one and the same thing. Yes, Muslims expanded their rule around Middle East on basis of sword. It was a military force of the Khulafa. We went for futuhat. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they wanted them to become Muslims. if I may put it, they were not in the business of spreading Islam. Their business was to increase their Baytul Mal. So these futuhat are basically, for increasing their riches, that's all. To the extent that by the time of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, this is the Umayyad Khalifa who came later on. We are talking about 4th, 5th Imam's time. He actually sent the inquiry to his governor in Iran and the governor in Egypt. You can realize they are decades after they have been ruled by Muslims. He sent the request for them. He says, explain to me how come people in your regions, in Iran and in Egypt, why are they not Muslim as yet? One of the two governors responded to him that if they become Muslim, who's going to pay us the jizya? Jizya is the tax which is imposed on non-Muslims. So if they become Muslims, our revenue will go down. This is why I'm saying that these Khulafa were not in the business of spreading Islam. They were there in the business of expanding their rule and empire for their own, worldly gains. And so Islam did not spread by sword. Otherwise, India would have been Muslim majority. Spain would have been a Muslim majority, ruled for 5, centuries by Muslims. No. Salawat padhne ek baar. So how come the Muslims do not celebrate, this event of Mubahala? They don't even talk about. If you have a Sunni friend who is very much familiar with the religious matters, ask him, do you know Mubahala? Blank. Tell them there is an ayat in Surah Al Imran about it. They wouldn't know about it. It is actually the Eid for Islam. It was the first formal interaction between Muslims and Christians, and which ended up without forcing the Christians to become Muslim on the basis of sword. And this should be, celebrated by the Muslims, but the reason why they shy away from it, because Mubahala is not only the Eid of Islam, it is also the Eid of Tashayyu. Because of the people who played the central role in the event of Mubahala itself. We have more than 60 Sunni prominent scholars who have actually talked about this event besides Imam Fakhruddin Razi. That number one, Mubahala was not initiated by the Prophet. It was the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very much like Ghadir. Ya ayyuhar Rasul, balligh. It was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying. Very much like the issue of loving the Ahlul Bayt. قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا. It was not initiated by Rasulullah. Here also is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying that if they don't want to really listen to your logical arguments, فَقُلْ, you say to them, تَعَالَوْ نَدْعُ أَبْنَاءَنَا وَأَبْنَاءَكُمْ. And so the command comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now if you look at the Arabic, and some of you know the Arabic language, the ayat which came down had a lot of room in it. What does the ayat say? O Muhammad, say to them, Nadu abna'ana wa abna'akum. We will call our abna. Abna is plural of ibn. In Arabic language, which is unique, it's not like Urdu, Farsi or English, you have singular, then dual, then plural. Plural means 3 and more. Minimum number is 3 for plural. Here the Prophet is told, say that we will come with abna'ana, our abna, our sons. You come with your sons. Nisa'ana again is plural. We will come with our women. You come with your women. We will come ourselves, and you come yourselves. So ayat is very, very flexible as far as the number of people who could be taken with Rasulullah. People will say, well, there was no enough people. No, mashallah, if you look at the concept of, anfusana, it was not only Ali, Abdullah bin Abbas was there, cousin of Rasulullah, Zubair was the cousin, Aqil was the cousin. There were many people in the Banu Hashim. And as far as Nisa is concerned, mashallah, inside the home he had more than 8, 9 wives. Or even other relatives. So there was no issue of, that, there were not enough people. When it comes to children, the children of his cousins, were many there. Yet Rasulullah decided only to take Ali and Fatima and Hassan and Hussein. In implementing the ayat of Quran, when Allah says, we will call anfusana, we will come ourselves. He fulfills that according to one understanding of this word would be me and Ali. But even me and Ali become only 2. So he doesn't even fulfill that command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if I may use that term. He's not fulfilling that command of the ayat which says, anfusana, ourselves, which should be at least 3. When it comes to abna'ana, there also he brings only Hassan and Hussein. And when it comes to nisa'ana, he even does something unique. He brings only 1. Only one lady, Fatima. Salawatullah alayha. Salawat. This is the fazilat of the Ahlul Bayt. That's why, other Muslims shy away from this celebration. There was neither any restriction in the ayat of Quran, the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nor was there any shortage of people whom Rasulullah could have taken for Mubahala. What was the problem? The problem was the deficiency or lacking the quality of those who are going to do the Mubahala. When Rasulullah looked around, especially if you are going for a purpose, you have to look at the purpose. And you don't want to put yourself into risk. What are you going to do there? You are going to do, the dua. Oh Allah, send down the curse, al-kadhibin, on those who are kadhibin. Rasulullah didn't want to take any risk of bringing somebody who would even have the shadow of kizb and lying in any shape or form, whether religious or otherwise. And because of that, when he looked around, the only people who actually were there to that standard of infallibility was only Ali and Fatima and Hassan and Hussein alayhim salatu wassalam. The issue of the dua of the la'nat would have been al-kadhibin. Rasulullah did not only want to bring sadiqeen, he wanted to bring those who are siddiqeen. There is a difference between sadiq and siddiq. Sadiq means somebody who is truthful in his speech only. Siddiq, who is actually true, manifestation of truth in his words, in his akhlaq, in his iman, everything, totality. And this is where, looking at that standard, Rasulullah could not find anyone but Ali and Fatima and Hassan and Hussein alayhim salatu wassalam. Salawat. रसूल इस्लाम ने पंजतन से ही कहा था ना, फ़िज़ा दअउतु फ़अम्मिनु, कि जब हम वक्त आए और जब हम दुआ करें कि खुदावंदा जो हम में से भी जो भी झूठा गिरोह है उस पर अपनी लानत नाजिल कर, जब हम दुआ करें फ़अम्मिनु, इनका काम ये था कि ये आमीन कहें। यानी अजीब व गरीब बात है कि रसूल इस्लाम ने अहले बैत को इस काबिल समझा कि दुआ वो करेंगे, आमीन वो कहेंगे। और हमारे यहाँ जो है मुसलमान हमें क्या कहते हैं, तवस्सुल मत करो, یہ توسل کا مطلب کیا ہے؟ رسول بھی ایک لحاظ سے ان سے یہی چاہ رہے تھے نا کہ بھئی ہم تو دعا کریں گے، ہم تو ہیں، لیکن امت کو بتانا ہے کہ صرف ہم ہی نہیں ہیں، بلکہ ہمارے ساتھ جو آمین کہنے والے ہیں ان کو بھی خداوند عالم نے وہ وسیلہ قرار دیا ہے امت کے لیے. یہ جو اس معاملے میں کبھی کبھی ہم لوگ کہتے ہیں کہ بھئی وہابی اور سنیوں میں بھی فرق ہے. توسل کے معاملے میں وہابیوں میں اور عمر میں بھی فرق ہے، خلیفہ ثانی میں. اس لیے کہ صحیح بخاری میں ایک روایت ہے، رسول کے بعد ایک زمانے میں جو ہے وہ مدینہ میں قحط آ گیا، بارش نہیں ہوئی تھی. تو وہ جاتے ہیں جناب عباس کے پاس، رسول اللہ کے جو چچا تھے، ان کو کہتے ہیں کہ آپ آئیے. اب رسول تو نہیں ہے، اس لیے کہ ہم دعا کرنا چاہتے ہیں، اور صحیح بخاری کے الفاظ ہیں اللہم کننا نتوسل الیک بنبیک، کہ خداوندہ ہم وسیلہ بناتے تھے تم پر پہنچنے کے لیے تمہارے نبی کے ذریعے، فتسقینا، تاکہ تو ہمارے لیے بارش نازل کر. وَإِنَّا، اب رسول نہیں رہے ہیں، فَإِنَّا نَتَوَسَّلُ إِلَيْكَ بِعَمِّ نَبِيِّنَا، اب رسول نہیں رہے ہیں، رسول کے چچا کے توسل سے ہم لوگ تم سے دعا کرتے ہیں کہ تم ہم پر فسقنا، ہم پر بارش نازل کر. یعنی عمر بن خطاب کے لحاظ سے بھی یہ وسیلہ جو ہے اہل بیت کے خاندان سے توسل کرنا جو ہے عین اسلام ہے. تو یہ وہابی جو ہیں اپنی کتاب بھی نہیں پڑھتے ہیں. بھئی ابھی جو دعائے توسل پڑھے گی اس میں الفاظ کیا تھے؟ تقریباً اسی ٹائپ کے تھے نا، اللہم انا نتوسل الیک، تقریباً وہی الفاظ ہیں. بنبیک نبی الرحمہ، الفاظ وہ تعبیر بدل جاتی ہے، نام بدل جاتے ہیں. تو اس میں واقعے میں اصل انٹرسٹنگ یہ ہے کہ جب جناب عباس رسول اللہ کے چچا نکلے تو وہ تنہا نہیں نکلے، عمر سے کہا کہ تم انتظار کرو. پھر گئے جائے علی کے گھر گئے کہ علی تم بھی اور حسن اور حسین کو لے کے آؤ، اور عباس نے ان کو آگے کیا یہ بتانے کے لیے کہ بھائی ہم بھی رسول اللہ کے چچا ہیں، ہم میں بھی بہرحال استحقاق توسل ہے، لیکن جو سب سے آگے آگے ہیں وہ ہیں علی اور حسن اور حسین علیہ الصلوۃ والسلام. صلوات پڑھنے کے بعد یہ جو ہم نے صادق اور صدیق کی جو بات کی تھی انگریزی میں اینڈ میں، یہ در حقیقت ایک روایت ملتی ہے جناب عبداللہ بن عباس اور ابی لیلہ سے، اور یہ بخاری میں بھی ہے اور دوسرے احمد بن حنبل کی روایت میں بھی ہے، جس میں رسول اسلام ارشاد فرماتے ہیں الصدیقون ثلاثہ، صدیق کا عنوان صرف 3 لوگوں پر آیا ہے. نمبر 1 حبیب النجار مومن آل یاسین. سورہ یاسین میں جو جملہ ہے یا قوم اتبعوا المرسلین، وہ جو ہیں حبیب نجار تھے اور ان کو رسول نے کہا کہ یہ صدیقین میں سے ہیں. نمبر 2 کون ہے؟ حزقیل مؤمن آل فرعون الذي قال اتقتلون رجلا ان يقول ربی اللہ، یہ جناب حزقیل ہیں. اور 3rd کہتے ہیں رسول اسلام وعلی بن ابی طالب. صلوات پڑھنے کے بعد اور پھر فرماتے ہیں وَهُوَ أَفْضَلُهُمْ. یہ 3 ہیں صدیق، حبیب نجار اور حزقیل اور علی، لیکن ان 3 میں سب سے افضل جو ہیں علی بن ابی طالب ہیں. صلوات پڑھنے کے بعد بلکہ اس روایت کی بنیاد پر علی کا ایک جملہ ہے جو سنی کتابوں میں بھی ہے کہ جہاں علی کہتے ہیں انا عبداللہ واخو رسول اللہ، کہ ہم خدا کے بندے ہیں، رسول کے بھائی ہیں. وَأَنَا الصِّدِّيقُ الْأَكْبَرُ، صدیق اکبر جو ہیں ہم ہیں. اور اس کے بعد والا جملہ بڑا خطرناک ہے، لا يقوله ذلك غيري إلا كاذب، میرے علاوہ اگر کسی نے اپنے کو صدیق اکبر کہا ہے تو وہ جھوٹا کے علاوہ اور کچھ نہیں ہے. صلوات پڑھ دیں ایک بار. امام فخر الدین رازی کی اس روایت میں وہ جو فارمیشن تھا پنجتن کے قافلے کا کہ رسول آگے ہیں حسین کو اپنے گود میں لیے ہوئے ہیں, دوسرے ہاتھ سے جو ہے حسن پکڑے ہوئے رسول اللہ کے ہاتھ کو, پیچھے جو ہے فاطمہ ہیں اور ان کے پیچھے ہیں علی. یہ جو فارمیشن جو ہے اس میں بھی بہت کچھ سمبولزم ہے. اب ہم سے کوئی روایت یا حدیث مت پوچھیے گا, یہ سمبولزم کی بات ہوتی ہے. رسول اسلام در حقیقت سلسلہ نبوت کے آخری نبی ہیں. بالکل آخر میں ہیں علی جو سلسلہ وصایت اور امامت کی پہلی کڑی ہے. لیکن یہ سلسلہ نبوت اور سلسلہ امامت کے درمیان میں جو حلقہ وصل ہے, جو اس چین کو ایک دوسرے سے ملاتی ہیں, وہ فاطمہ الزہرا ہیں. آخری نبی آگے آگے چل رہے ہیں, پہلا امام پیچھے پیچھے چل رہا ہے, فاطمہ بیچ میں ہے. وہ نبی نہیں ہے, وہ امام نہیں ہے, لیکن حلقہ بین نبوت اور امامت ہیں. اور اس کی دلیل وہ چھوٹے چھوٹے دو امام ہیں جو رسول کے ساتھ ساتھ چل رہے ہیں. رسول اسلام بتا رہے تھے کہ میرے بعد سلسلہ جو ہے علی کا ہے, اور علی کے بعد یہ سلسلہ ان دونوں بچوں کا ہے, اور انہی کی نسل سے سلسلہ امامت جاری رہے گا. صلوات پڑھنے ایک بار اور. خداوند عالم کی بارگاہ سے دعا ہے, خداوند اس کے لیے بعد قبول فرما, ہمارے گناہوں کو بخش دے, ہماری توفیقات میں اضافہ فرما. خداوند ہم لوگوں کو آخر وقت تک اسی راہ پر گامزن رہنے کی توفیق عنایت فرما جو محمد اور آل محمد کا راستہ ہے. خداوند شیعوں کو اپنے حفظ امان میں رکھ, تکفیری افواج کو نیست و نابود فرما, امام کے ظہور میں تعجیل فرما. ربنا تقبل منا انک انت السمیع العلیم.